onboard a client for B2B lead gen with cold email outreach. Like, who pays for what? Which tools are involved? And what does each person actually need to do? I always hear instantly and make, but I'm not clear on how the other pieces fit together. Would be amazing if you could even simulate how you do it in a real scenario. Like, a client needs more customers so we could see exactly what it looks like from start to finish. You're the only reason why I'm on YouTube every day. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Let me show you guys what I would do. So this is a big whiteboard where I've just answered all these questions over the course of the last little while. So you can see it is pretty involved. Let us just zoom way in and then answer kind of like a step-by-step. So step by step B2B lead gen sale. This is the process that you guys could follow for any sale of a B2B outbound, so cold email primarily, lead gen service, okay? So the very first step, and I realize I wrote one here, I didn't need to. The very first step is you have to actually, get the money. So don't do any of this stuff until you get the money. And I know this sounds simple, but a lot of people get ahead of themselves and they start setting this stuff up before they've even gotten some sort of confirmed payment. Okay? So first step is just get the payment. Nobody is a client of yours until money has changed hands in whatever capacity. Payment in this case could be 50% upfront, 50% upon delivery of the guarantee. Could be 100% upfront for the guarantee. It could be, I don't know, let's say you're working on Upwork or something like that, where the client can submit funds into an escrow and then the escrow can hold the funds until project delivery. That's fine. But just you need to have some sort of payment, okay? And once the payment's done, they are now not just a prospect, they're now a client. Okay, the next thing you need to do is you need to get them on a kickoff call. So what do you do in order to get them onto a kickoff call? Well, you need to send them a message or something offering to get them on a kickoff or an onboarding call where you will get all the information that you need to do the service. And you need to frame it as, hey, the reason why I do this is because traditionally, anytime you're building systems, the logistics involved in authenticating and credentials and stuff like that tend to be some of the highest friction points in the entire engagement. What I like to do is I like to just front load all of this and get it completely 100% done so that by the end of our very first call together, our kickoff call, I will have everything I need to do the service for you. And we don't need to talk again unless obviously you want to. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. It's going to take us 30 minutes or so. I'm going to walk you through the timelines of the project. I'm going to run you through, how I do things. I'm going to show you how we communicate. Then we're also going to set up the authentication and the credentials so that I have everything that I need. Okay, frame it like that. Now, while you're on the kickoff call, what you do is, you explain it. So you need to frame the call, just like I did a moment ago. Then you need to get them to sign up to whatever platforms that they are going to need in order to do the deal. So I'm not listing the specific platforms here because there's so many. I mean, there's Instantly, but there's also Smartlead, and there's also a Lemlist. And there's just so many of these cold email centers. There's also so many lead gen platforms that you can use to like scrape leads and stuff. What you need to do is just understand the shape of this, which is that they need to sign up to all the platforms right there. And you need to have some sort of SOP where you guys can, screen share if necessary. That's what I personally do, to walk them through that process so that, again, by the end of the call, you have everything you need. Now, once they're signed up, you make them sign up with email and password instead of OAuth. The reason why is just because OAuth usually requires two-factor authentication. If you don't know what two-factor authentication is, boy, do I have a bridge to sell you. No, two-factor authentication is when they need to verify a code with their text message or whatever. It's a pain in the ass. So just set email and passwords, a lot easier. And then once you're done with that, then you, actually go into a no-code platform, go into the no-code platform that they just signed up for. So like Make, for instance, and then actually sign into the services right there and make sure you have all the connections and that they work before you end the call. Okay. Boom. Now you've verified that you have 100% of everything that you need in order to proceed. Once you're done with this, then you could do, what else I talked about. So timelines, expectations, comms methods, and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Now, once you're done with the kickoff call, let's just speak in generalities here because there's just so many platforms. The first thing you need to do is you need to scrape some leads. Okay. So I like to just front load the scraping the leads because it takes me, 30 minutes. It's very straightforward and I can do it that day. Then keep in mind, they will have signed up to mailboxes and stuff like that here, right? Like they will have signed up to a done for you service like Zapmail or something like that. So you will have all of that stuff. Scrape leads will take 30 minutes. Put together offers. Now offers sound really scary. And, people are like, oh my goodness, you're putting together the offers yourself. You're not doing it with the client. It's like, yeah, I'm doing it myself because if the client knew how to put together offers, they wouldn't be talking to me in the first place. The client obviously struggles with their ability to market and sell. That's what they're paying me for. So am I going to be like, hey, is this offer okay? No, obviously not. I'm not going to have them hold my hand through an offer creation process. I'm the pro. That's why I'm selling the lead gen service. So I'll actually put together the offers myself. But you'll also think that this is a really big deal and it's like super complex and it's like this extraordinarily difficult process. Well, guess what? Most offers are the same. Most offers look the exact same. You have something in your email, okay, that looks like, hey, name. Then you'll have some sort of icebreaker personalization, and we'll talk about how to get the icebreaker in a second, but it's basically AI personalizing the first line of an email to make it seem like it was written by you and personalized. You've done a ton of research into them, okay? Then, what vertical is the business? Let's say the business is in, B2B manufacturing. All you do is I say, I work with a whatever kind of manufacturer out in, let's say, Georgia. We're very similar to you and just implemented a Y system to make Z outcome, okay? This is called your identification statement. Then what we're doing is we're also weaving in some social proof. I know this is out of left field, but offer, okay? This offer is going to vary based off whatever you're doing. If it doesn't work, then risk mitigation. Now, you offer some crazy risk mitigation, like I will give you 100% of your money back or blah, blah, blah. How does that sound? Would you be open to CTA? Thanks, Nick. Vast majority of high-performing emails are going to look something like this, okay? So what you do is you get yourself plausible deniability with the subject line and then the icebreaker. So when somebody sees this in their email inbox, they're not thinking, oh, this guy's here to sell me. They're thinking, oh, this guy did a bunch of research on me and he works with a similar manufacturer out in Georgia. Okay, so maybe he's a vendor. Maybe he's looking for a partnership. Maybe he's just asking me questions. Maybe he's looking for mentorship. Like there's so many different things that I could be looking for if the first few lines of an email are this, right? Then, okay, what you're doing is you're building social proof by saying, hey, not only do I work with them, we've also delivered Z exact outcome. Then what you're doing is, and I always like to just acknowledge that this is weird, obviously, I'm just like trying to level with you. Then we give them an offer of some kind. But I'm very confident I could deliver way better outcomes for you because your business is about 2.5x the size. You do related service, which I think is a great upsell opportunity. You do something personalized and customized seeming that I would only know if I actually was in the industry. And then I'll guarantee you that you make this much money or you make this many leads or you have this sort of outcome. And that's my offer. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll give you all your money back. Or, if it doesn't work, then I'll give you all of your money back. Or if it doesn't work, you're not going to pay a cent. And I'm going to send you a $250 Amazon gift card or something. Like that's where, these two are kind of like your business sense. And then how does that sound? Would you be open to some specific thing, a 15-minute call? Would you be open to reviewing a quick video that I recorded on the subject? Would you be open to this? Would you be open to that? Like whatever the heck, specific thing is that you want. Okay. So why do I put this here? Because this actually only takes like 30 minutes. Because you use a template like this and then you just like swap the variables and then you're good enough and then you can move on. You're not going to get your offer 100% perfect right off the bat. And people that spend so much time copywriting and trying to figure out like the best way to phrase something, they're just wasting their time because you don't know. You haven't actually talked to this audience before. So just get it like to the 80-20, which is that basically that. And once you're done with that, just send it and then just hear what the data has to say. Okay, hear what the market has to say. People ask questions about a specific thing and you find yourself having to answer it and it's not a satisfactory answer, then just change your copy to include the answer to that question next week and then you're not going to have those anymore. Maybe your reply rates will go up. And if they go up, then fantastic. Just keep on moving in that direction. If they go down, then it's like, okay, maybe that answer to that question isn't the most important thing. Maybe there's something else that I could do. You basically get 80% through your head. And then the other 20% you figure out based off the market. Okay. Anyway. All right. Once you're done putting together the offers, you basically have everything you need. So this is 30 minutes. This is like another 30 minutes realistically. Like this is hyper templated work. You just use a template and maybe you have different templates for different industries, whatever your niche is, but boom, now you have, 80-20 of the 80-20, right? Once you're done with that, then personalize leads. And ideally you'd have a system that you could just like drag and drop a folder of, let's say, outbound Apollo leads or LinkedIn sales nav leads or whatever into this folder. And then it goes through and it does personalization for you. And then if needed, you'll also enrich the leads. And now You just load everything up and wait. Okay. Boom. That's it. Granted, now that everything's done, you don't just want to like make it seem like it's a done deal. Hey, client, I know you paid for 2 months of the service. I finished it all within an hour. Here you go. Please pay me money. No, obviously not. You're going to have like email warm-ups and stuff like this. This is where you give them progress updates over the course of the next couple of weeks, letting them know what you've done. You also don't have to do it all up front like I do here, but yeah, like really, it takes an hour of a person's time. You could sell a campaign for like $3,000 plus some pay per lead. Like it is hyper leveraged stuff. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. And then just how you rearrange, I guess, these last few steps, that is up to you in your business sense. How you write copy, that is up to you in your business sense. But just make sure that clients know, like during the kickoff call, when you set the expectations, that like, hey, cold email is a game. And so you have to throw a lot of stuff at the wall to make sure, to figure out what works. Now, I have a strong feeling that XYZ is going to work for your industry, but I'm going to try 2 or 3 different approaches. I'm going to try 2 or 3 different offers. And then once we have the data, then we'll narrow into a high performing, high ROI offer that not only satisfies the needs of your customers and gets you a lot of attention, but also allows you to deliver a very high perceived value without a very high internal cost. And then from there, once we run this for a little while, we'll be able also to qualify the leads that are coming in, significantly improve the quality of the appointments that you're getting. And I can start helping you do the sales and integrate with you more deeply, like whatever your pitch is. Okay. But anyway, this is step-by-step B2B lead gen. This is how basically every major agency is doing things. Are they going to have more prolonged, Q&As or briefs, or we need to really understand your service? It's like, yeah, but I'll be real, like your service doesn't really matter. The only thing you're trying to do here as a B2B lead gen agency or somebody selling a B2B lead gen service is just get them on a call, and then the client can deal with everything else afterwards. Like that, the call is your responsibility, and this is how you get somebody on a call. So once you're done scraping the leads, which is going to take you, 30 minutes as a first pass. Once you're done putting together the offers, it's going to take you 30 minutes of first pass. Once you're done personalizing the leads, ideally you have the system that you just duplicate, template, done, 30 minutes, boom, and you load everything up and wait. This like 60 to 90 minute process